So Allan, it's almost time to get the bike out for its first ride of the year, and we thought we would ask you about the top 7 things you should look at when you get your bike out of storage for its first ride of the year. And before we get to the actual 7, you said the first thing you should do is get your manual out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, now why is that?
Well, the manual, of course, is right chock full of information on items that you may have not tended to and since it's been put away, obviously, and all these specifications that you're going to need for the things we're going to check.
Right. So it's going to have like our oil viscosities, our tire pressures, chain tensions, everything's there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I also like just revisiting the manual because it sort of reminds me of, you know, some of the things to watch for. You kind of forget some of those things to keep an eye on throughout the summer.
Yeah, it's just a wealth of information.
Okay, so number 1, fluids. Now I'm assuming we're talking of the major source of fluid containment, the gas tank, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully you put some stabilizer in the fall. What else should we be doing?
Yeah, again, hopefully it was topped right up in the fall with stabilizer. If not, I would definitely get it topped up. And if there's any doubt, no stabilizer, a small amount of fluid, you may want to, you know, flush it and get fresh quantity of high octane fuel in there.
Okay. And then we've also got perhaps liquid cooled bikes, so we're looking at the radiator and the overflow. We want to make sure that's topped up.
Yeah, make sure that, again, its strength is good. Even though it's summertime, you still want to make sure you got the right mixture of you know, coolant to water in there. And of course, you have got your brake fluids and perhaps clutch fluids to check as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So go around the entire motorcycle and check everything in terms of fluids.
Absolutely.
Okay, number 2, battery. What's involved there? Hopefully we've had it on a tender all winter.
Yeah, exactly. If you had it on some kind of a maintainer or a battery tender, it should be just good to go.
Right.
Again, you'll want to check the electrolyte level if it's a non-maintenance free battery.
Right.
If it hasn't been, if it's just been sitting on your shelf, you'll want to take it and put it on a trickle charger for perhaps 10, 12 hours.
Yeah.
Once again, check the electrolyte level before you put it on the charger, then it should be good to install.
Yeah. If any of those cells are low, you want to be sure to use distilled water, right?
Absolutely,
Not
yeah.
tap water.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that happening. Tires. Hopefully you checked your tire pressures before you stored the bike, but it's been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
So what happens there?
Well, either hopefully, if it's more than likely you've probably maxed out your tire pressure for storage, so you'll want to reduce them to your comfortable driving pressure.
Right.
If you haven't, tires have a tendency to lose a little bit of air over time when they're sitting, so you'll want to bump them up to your comfortable pressure level then. So definitely you'll want to make sure they're where you want them to be.
Yeah.
And again, your owner's manual is a good source of information for that.
I guess you also want to just do a little visual again, just check, make sure for cracking and wear on the tires.
Oh, obviously, yes, tread depth and sidewall cracking, yeah, definitely you're gonna.
Okay. Oil and filter. That's our next on the list. I'm assuming that we change the oil in the fall, but perhaps sometimes you ride right up to the last minute and you shove the bike away for the winter and you don't change the oil. This is the time to do it for sure, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, manual will help you out with the viscosity and quantity of oil you're going to require. So.
Right. Okay. Electrical. This is an interesting one. I hadn't thought of this.
Yeah.
I hope you were referring to checking that the lights are working and the turn signals are working, right?
Yeah, exactly. A quick walk around, make sure all your signals, brake lights, headlights, high beam, low beam, make sure the horn still sounds, because having sat all winter, you know, some of the contacts could have got a little corrosion on them, might need a little attention.
Mm-hmm. Right, and you're out for your first ride and you reach for the horn and all of a sudden it ain't there.
Exactly, yeah.
Not good. Grease. This bike has a chain. We have a lot of shaft drive bikes these days, but this is a chain drive bike. When you say grease, I'm assuming you mean lubricate the chain.
Absolutely, yeah. And good time also to check that condition of the chain and make sure the tension is also correct on it.
Right.
So,
any other grease points?
Yeah, well, this bike, for example, has grease points for the center stand. Some bikes will have them for the rear swing arm. There are a few, not very many grease fittings on motorcycles, but the odd one has a few, so you'll definitely want to be aware if your bike is one of those and grease them if it has them.
Yeah, maybe your foot pegs.
A little bit of lube, a little bit of lubricate on anything with a hinge on it is a good idea.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess if you got luggage. Hinges there too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And finally, you've gone through the entire checklist. Now we're at the final number 7, wash the bike.
Yeah.
Hopefully you did that in the fall. Again, you might have just stuffed it away before you had a chance to wash it, but let's say I did wash it. Why do I wash it again?
Even if you wash in the fall, chances are it's probably got a layer of dust on it anyways from sitting, and again, it's a good time to get your hands all over the bike and just check, you know, make sure there's nothing falling off, rattling loose, whatever. It's just a good hands-on thing to do your bike. Plus, be nice and clean, washed and waxed, ready to go. So.
Right, but brake levers, mirrors, give them all a nice firm shake, make sure everything is tight.
Exactly.
Nothing worse than that first ride of the spring and you're riding along and all of a sudden the mirror swings around, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, that's a great top 7 list of things to watch for when you get ready for your first ride of the year. In our next episode, we'll dive a little deeper and we'll break down each one and get into some more of the specifics. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Thank you very much, Al.
Thanks for having me.